This is your Friday packet. This work is on time. To prepare it, I cut the picture of the clock and time together, the pictures of the clocks that are on their own, and the time. Let's start by looking at the picture of the clock. You will notice a couple of different things on a clock. A clock has numbers that go all the way around. 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. These numbers stand for an hour. Each hour, the smaller line, which we call a hand of the clock, will be pointing to one of these numbers. When the small hand, the small line, is pointing to a number, and the longer line, the longer hand, is pointing to the 12, it will be that number o'clock, exactly on the hour. This says 12 o'clock. When we write 12 o'clock, it looks like this. 12, this is called a colon, and 2 zeros. 12 o'clock. You can see the hands more clearly now. The shorter hand is the hour hand. It's pointing to 1. The minute hand is the longer hand. It points to 12. This says 1 o'clock. This is how we write 1 o'clock. After the hand goes around the clock another hour, it will look like this. The hour hand is pointing to 2, and the minute hand is pointing to 12. This says 2 o'clock. This is how we write 2 o'clock. On this picture, the hour hand is pointing to 3, and the minute hand is pointing to 12. This says 3 o'clock. This is how we write 3 o'clock. On this clock, the hour hand is pointing to 4, and the minute hand is pointing to 12. It says 4 o'clock. This is how we write 4 o'clock. The hour hand is pointing to 5, and the minute hand to 12. This says 5 o'clock. This is how we write 5 o'clock. Now this one's a little trickier. It looks like one long line, but these lines are coming from the point in the center. 1, the hour hand is facing to 6, and the minute hand is pointing to 12. This says 6 o'clock. This is how we write 6 o'clock. The hour hand on this card points to 7 and the minute hand to 12. This is 7 o'clock. This is how we write 7 o'clock. The hour hand is pointing to 8 and the minute hand to 12. This says 8 o'clock. This is how we write 8 o'clock. The hour hand is pointing to 9 and the minute to 12. It says 9 o'clock. This is how we write 9 o'clock. The hour hand is pointing to 10 and the minute hand to 12. This says 10 o'clock. This is how we write 10 o'clock. The hour hand is pointing to 11 and the minute to 12. This says 11 o'clock. This is how we write 11 o'clock. Now let's match the large cards to the smaller cards. 12 o'clock. One o'clock. 2 o'clock. 3 o'clock. 4 o'clock. 5 o'clock. 6 o'clock. 7 o'clock. 8 o'clock. 9 o'clock. 10 o'clock. 11 o'clock. This is how you use the time cards. You can practice this work on your own. This is another work that's in your packet today. It is a part of speech work. For this work, you'll need black for the noun, light blue for the article, dark blue for the adjective, red for the verb, and green for the preposition. I'm going to start by looking for the noun in the first sentence. The green lizard jumped on the rock. I see more than one noun. Lizard is a thing. It is a noun. And rock is a thing. It is a noun. Next, I'll look for any articles. The is an article. I see one more before rock. The is an article. Next, I'm looking for adjectives. Green tells me the color of the lizard. It's describing the noun. Green is an adjective. I'm going to go back and make my nouns slightly larger. Next, I'll look for a verb. Verb is the action word. Jumped is an action. Jumped is a verb. The last thing I'll look for is a preposition. On tells us where the lizard is in comparison to the rock. It tells us where it's at. It's a preposition. You may continue working on symbolizing these sentences on your own. There are 2 pages, and you will need the same colored pencils for both. The last work in your packet today is another coin practice. You have been working on coin practices like this. Remember to cut these 3 different pieces to prepare the work. First, I'm going to take a look at the different coin amounts on the cards. On this one, I see a quarter and 2 pennies. I'm going to start thinking to myself, how much are each of these worth? A quarter is worth 25 cents, and pennies are worth 1 cent each. This has 2 nickels, 2 dimes, and 1 penny. A nickel is worth 5 cents, a dime is worth 10 cents, and a penny is worth 1 cent. This has nickels and pennies, 5 cents, 1 cent. 3 nickels, 5 cents. I'm also going to get a whiteboard so that I can do the math as I go. I'll also take a look at the different options for answers. 13 cents, 31 cents, 27 cents, and 15 cents. I'm going to start with this one. 3 nickels. I know that a nickel is worth 5 cents. So this will be 5 cents plus 5 cents plus 5 cents equals. So you can start at 5, put 5 in your head, and count up 5 more. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now keep 10 in your head and count up 5 more. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 5 cents plus 5 cents plus 5 cents equals 15 cents. This is 15 cents. Okay, next I'm going to look at this picture. I'm going to start with the larger coin amount. 5 cents plus 5 cents. That's the 2 nickels. And now 3 pennies. Plus 1 cent, plus 1 cent, plus 1 cent equals. So I'll start with 5 and add 5 more. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 10. And then 1 more is 11. Plus 1 is 12. Plus 1 is 13. This equals 13 cents. This next card has 2 nickels, 2 dimes, and 1 penny. Dimes are the highest coin amount, so I'll write them first. 10 cents plus 10 cents plus 5 cents plus 5 cents plus 1 cent equals. I'll put 10 in my head and count up 10 more. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I'm going to put 20 in my head and count up 5 more. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Now keep 25 in my head and count up 5 more. 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. And now count up 1 more. That equals 31 cents. This is 31 cents. This last picture begins with a quarter, which is worth 25 cents. And we're adding 2 pennies, plus 1 cent, plus 1 cent. 25 plus 1 is 26, plus 1 is 27. This equals 27 cents. Now I can go back and check my work with the large cards. 31 cents, that is correct. 13 cents, that is correct. 15 cents, that is correct. And 27 cents, that is correct. You can continue practicing this, and you're also welcome to get out real coins to count if you have those available to you at your house. This is your Friday packet.